Hi, welcome to tonight's stream. Hope everybody's okay out there. Tonight I'm just going to be running some trading missions. So, got a little bit of a setup going on. Just bear with me while I open the chat, and then I'm going to get underway pretty much straight away. Okay, so let's go for launch. Okie dokie, we're out of here. So we'll just get this off the ground.
Docking clamps free.
And why does that not feel good tonight? The sound doesn't feel to be where I want. Ah, there we go. Okay, don't know what that was all about, but we've got the sound where I want it now. And so we're just gonna make our way out the station. At the moment we are carrying nothing. I guess I really didn't want to pick anything up. I did, I just forgot, but it was only for a minimal a nominal, should I say, amount. So just gonna put in my my details here.
Message received from police.
This is gonna be a bit of a run out there.
All cleared. Carried on. Pilot.
Okay, so it's a few jumps there, but it'll be alright once we're there. And we are gonna scan a little bit on the way out, so.
Message received from NPC Torval's shield. Message reads, another ship, another useless spacer. Get out of my way. Jump in progress. SS Munster is heading to the Yukon system. You have entered Empire space. Welcome back to Grace. This is your first visit to this system. Yukon is an Empire patronage of over 243,000 souls. Allied with Tamina Torval. Yukon patrons of Loy is the controlling faction. There are 2 orbital stations and 2 planetary stations in this system.
Some kind of scanning as I go as well. I could have taken the scanner out and actually put another cargo rack in, but I quite like the scanner. Or could I have? Actually, I don't know with the scanner. With this scanner anyway. So yesterday I was having a few problems trying to set ships up, so today I took a little bit of time and I've actually fitted this this ship out with a bigger racks. Got a half decent boost on it now, and we need to get a boost on it and whatnot. So
this is your first visit to this system.
It feels comfortable. It's a bit slow to. It's a bit slow to fly, but.
Black gold energy includes is the local power. There are 2 orbital stations and 14 planetary stations in this system. Information. Black Loida is undergoing boom. There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
It's a fair few jumps, this one. It's another 14 jumps to get there, but once I get there, there's a little bit of a route I want to try. I've not really done trading en masse like this before, but I have noticed that in one little jump I did, I made about 2 million profit, which wasn't too bad. It was about 5-10 minutes or something, but that's pretty good money, even at the higher parts of the game when when you have a lot, it's still good money to be turning over. So
this is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
Now I'm going to make some videos this weekend. I'm really wanting to get, there's a couple of really good ideas I've got for videos that I'd really like to put out there. So it's really just the last couple of days finding the time, which although I did a live stream last night, I could have maybe been making a video, but I just fancied playing around for a bit. But in the daytime I haven't had as much time as I would normally like. So there was 3 or 4 videos actually that I wanted to make. So about various aspects of the game, and I'm still looking at ways of making money. Somebody did drop in on one of my videos last night with a money run, but it seems a little bit too much work, but I might check it out just for people who are kind of looking for that money boost. Because the trading missions I'm getting now, although I'm saying, oh, I made 2 million on that jump, I've got a huge ship which cost me, I think, 79 million credits. I've then got 15 million components on it. I think 3 or 4, 5 million components on it. So really, you know, to get up to this level, to be trading that for that type of thing, it's not going to happen overnight.
Is the controlling power. There are 2 orbital stations and a single planetary station in this system.
And so I don't want to sell it as that I'm making any huge money. I'm making good money, really good money.
There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
But I'm still, I'll be totally honest, I've been a bit lazy this week and I've really not sat down with EDDBIO to see if I can find anything anything that works.
Telemetry obtained. SS German Munster is en route to the Kittening-Claw system. You are now in Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. Kittening-Claw is an Empire patronage supporting over 158,000 souls. Kittening-Claw Empire League is the controlling power. There are 2 orbital stations and a single planetary station in this system.
What I am liking is, in all these places that I'm trying to trade, because I've got a scanner on here, an advanced discovery scanner, I'm still picking up money from each of the, pretty much all of the jumps I'm doing, I'm picking up money from, which is really, really good. So I don't know how much I'll be able to sell it for, but when I come to selling it, I'll be able to sell it for something, I'm sure.
Jump in progress.
One thing I have been doing this week, because I have been doing a little bit of work on the game, is I've been checking out, as you can hear in the background, which I should actually check the levels of, because it might be annoying everybody. So I've been checking out add-on apps, basically. So why did I just say basically again? I'm sick of saying that word. Looking at add-on apps, the best ones to use in Elite on the PC, of course. It doesn't work on the these won't work on the PS4 or the Xbox, but PC Elite. They will improve people's games for free. So I'm kind of making my way through various ones. Sometimes they don't work very well, and they crash a little bit, and it's hard to get them going. And some of them don't seem that useful. Feed the system, but they don't really give you anything. Oh, that was a bit of a glitch. I'm just going to check to make sure the stream's running alright, actually. Sometimes when I see that type of jumping, it tells me something might not be going right. So let's see. Where the hell is the save button? Is it saved automatically? Okay, let's do this next jump then.
Is in transit to the Shiwei sector PO-QB5-5 system. Information. Arrival start is not scootable. This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize.
So you can hear this application in the background. It's really cool. It tells me, like, I can't see how that start isn't scoopable, but she tells me it isn't, which is really good. It warns you when you're dropping in on a white star. So cool. I really like it. I think it's a great piece of software. I'm gonna have to see if you can get some extra voices, like Microsoft Anna Voice or whatever. It does work with some other voice systems. I wasn't really reading it when I downloaded it. I just downloaded it to check it out. This ship, it's a shame it's a trading ship because I love its canopy. It's so big. And even down below, look at that. It just looks like you're sitting in space. And I know it's so you can make sure that you're not going to clip your ship and whatnot. But it's so nice. Such a nice ship to look at. It's just a horrible ship to fly, really. Incredibly cumbersome. But it's I don't know. There's something about this ship I actually like. I don't know why, because normally like the cumbersome ships I don't like. But as soon as I was flying it yesterday, I thought, wow. I'm not sure if it's because it's so slow. You can be much more precise.
This is your first visit to this system.
So it's quite hard. I did it once, but it was because I wasn't paying attention. It's quite hard to actually crash into the letterbox. In the ship, because you know that you're at the bottom of the ship, the larger proportion of the hull is above your head, so you can kind of get real low to the ground. That was kind of a bit of a thing to get around because I'm so used to flying the Python. Oh, not the Python, the Anaconda. And the Anaconda is at the top, so you've actually got the space on the bottom. So you haven't got space on the bottom, sorry. So kind of getting used to that difference when you fly out the box was took a couple of tries, but now it just feels so. It feels like a laser going out.
This system is unpopulated.
So I'm looking to go to this first part so I can make a bit of money. I think from Imperial Slaves, the first one, which I'm not sure about. There's some really good selling and buying price for the Imperial Slaves. The only problem is generally is that there's nothing going back to those ships, to those stations. So it makes a lot of the trips kind of half worthless, or if the distance is too big, like there's somewhere the distance is quite big, so the profit is huge, but the distance is so long that it kind of wipes out the profit.
Transit to the Beacon Star system. You are entering independent space. This is your first visit to this system. Beacon Star is an independent cooperative.
Now, if you haven't seen some of my other shorter videos or short videos, I have one. It's not short actually; it's nearly an hour long, but it's worth watching. Is the 25 best Elite Dangerous websites. I have actually come across some other websites, and I'm planning on making probably a weekly video where I review either good websites or good posts on websites. So, because I read through a lot of trash on the websites. So I might try and do something along those lines.
Telemetry obtained. SS Munster is traveling to LD 190 system. Caution, quite
So I bought the ship yesterday, and it's quite slow and cumbersome and a bit clunky, so I decided to call it the SS Herman Munster. Wait, she didn't warn me about that one. Gotta get out of that radius. So, look at that, discovered 85 objects. That's going to be a payoff. That's going to pay a lot of money, that one. I think the last time I got one in the high numbers was something like 120, and that paid, I think, 1.5 million.
Jump progress. SS German Munster is on route to L285 sector EX-L a 37-0 system. This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
So the good thing about this app that I've downloaded, program I've downloaded that goes alongside, her voice is pretty monotonous, I'm going to be honest, and it never gets better. But what she does, which I really like, is she tells you how many times you've been through a system, if it's the first time you've ever been there and whatnot, which is actually quite helpful because you know when to scan. So if she says you've visited this 3 times, alright, I don't need to bother scanning. Now I know scanning is just pressing a button, but it does save that kind of time of doing that. She also welcomes you home, which I really like when you're jumping into your final system, or when you're jumping into your home system. She gives you some statistics about that as well.
This is your first visit to this system. Cattle is
So
a federation democracy of just over 7.5 million people. The line to Femina struggle.
Okay, so
is the local power.
I'm going to scan it, and then I want to go to this place, Mickelson Port.
There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
So as you can see, it's pretty cumbersome turning, you know, it's like really slow, but it does make flight feel a little bit more precise. You just probably don't want to get into a fight in it, and I've just overshot the port because I was looking at my phone instead of looking at the time, and I always do that, and I always miss it by 1 second. Always by 1 second. Okay, so we can do the turnaround anyway. So you can see this is like the longest turnaround ever. If this was my Diamondback Explorer, I'd have done it in about 1.5 seconds. And you just kind of got this really long turnaround going on. Okay, so I'm going to go 3/4 speed. Hi Scott, how's it going? You like what? The turn or the ship? Or the program? Yeah, if you're talking about the program, it's really cool. I'm gonna see if I can get some different voices or something for it, like a Windows voice pack that can replace it, because she's pretty monotonous as she gets on, but the information she supplies, I think, is really good. She tells you about systems where you might be able to exploit the trade. Yeah, it's pretty helpful. Oh, I just had a bit of a lock up there on my screen. So I'm just going to boost in a little bit closer. Okay, so we're going to request a dock. And then, as I say, yeah, it's really cool. I'll actually show you when I jump to the next trade. I'll show you another app that I also run in the background, which is really cool as well. So she actually, I don't know if she's already said it, but she actually tells you the position of your dock as well. Now I'm auto docking in this because it's the really big ship, and I've not got extra shields, if you've noticed. So I auto dock in this one, but when I'm in the Diamondback Explorer, she actually tells you in relation to the green lights on the right, she tells you in relation where your docking pad is. So she'll say it's 11 o'clock high or something to that effect, which is really helpful. Oh, somebody's stuck in the doorway there. Is it his first time landing or what? There's like 2 ships in here, just sat here. We got some type of... They better not be blocking the landing pads. Don't you dare block my landing pad. They're not all queuing to get out, I don't think.
500 meters from touchdown.
There is, if you check it out, hang on a sec, I'll just see what, I've forgotten the name of it. It's EDDI, so I'll put this in the chat. If I remember correctly, although I had a couple of whiskies yesterday, if I remember correctly, there is some type of link up with voice attack. So I don't know exactly what it can do, but it can do something with voice attack. I remember it specifically saying that. So it's probably worth checking out. So which oh, somebody was trying to attack me. Which voice attack profile do you have? Is it just the standard one, or... Sorry, not the voice attack, the HSC voice pack. Which one do you have?
SS German Munster refueled.
Okay, so what I'm going to buy here is, if I remember it correctly, is I'm going to buy Imperial slaves. Because I'm an Imperial, I'm actually undercover, they don't know it, but I'm keeping track on slavery numbers for Intergalactic UNICEF or something. UN, sorry. Right, okay, so... yeah, sometimes I do on the Anaconda. I've got an option, so it depends. I always say if I'm doing trade runs or passenger runs, something like that, always use it, because it just gives the passengers an easy ride anyway. If I'm returning home, it's generally like a ritualistic thing to land my ship myself in my home dock.
You have just purchased 520 tons of Imperial slaves at 12,799 credits per ton. Total cost is 6,655,480 credits.
You hear that? 6 million. This is how can I put it? Okay. So I want to go to Balmung. I think it's Balmung. Can't remember the name of the station though. Balmung. That one, Ruppelt Station. Okay. Okay, so I'm hoping that those people outside are not griefers, because there's 2 of them hanging around. They're in a Type 6, so no. But that guy in the Python, I don't know, the Type 6 is probably doing what I'm doing, and the guy in the Python's probably griefing people. We'll give it a go. Ah, okay, yep. Somebody was telling me there's a Morgan Freeman one coming, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I think I'd probably end up being a bit, I love Morgan Freeman, but it's the voice, his voice is a type of voice that puts you to sleep. You don't want to be nodding off on the job while you're, you know, while you're jumping into a system, so.
Disengaged from local networks.
Landing couplet is engaged. Clear for...
What would you rate the voice attack with the HCS voice packs, if you were to rate it 1 to 10? With the landing thing, I'd have preferred it if they'd have done a landing system where you kind of fly into a box and then it kind of magnetically lands you. I would have really liked that. Is it difficult to get to know all the commands? Because on my voice, it's not voice attack I use voice bot, and I can actually program it with what I want to do. So, for example, the frame shift drive works with about 6 or 7 different commands I can give it, because one day I might say warp speed, one day I might say light speed, one day I might say frame shift. So we better get out of the way of that one. I want to be burning up in there. Alright, I was wondering about the setup actually. I really was, because I fancied getting the obsidian ant one actually.
Destination confirmed. SS German Mindset is en route to the BPM 14175 system.
Because he swears by it, but I know he's pretty good at doing like things like that and setting things up. It's a shame that there isn't a more easier setup for them. You know, one of the reasons I like this one with the woman in the background is it's just an API that clicks in and that's it. You don't do anything else. Like I say, my voice bot, you just program it to the different bits. You can program so many things. It doesn't run macros very well, to be honest. The one macro I did try to program it with was for docking, and it was really annoying because it actually runs the macro, it just doesn't dock. And I don't know why. I might have to have a... I might check it out.
You are entering independent space. This is your first visit to this system.
I mean, the discussion about this I was having with somebody the other day was about if it populates the universe for you, if it makes the universe feel more alive, then I think it's worth coining out for things like voice packs and whatnot. Oh, somebody's found me. That's not good.
Message leave. I knew I'd find you eventually. All that tasty cargo.
But I'm really looking forward to this. If this beta ever goes live, considering it's got loads of problems and half the people have dropped out because as soon as they found out what they needed to engineer and how they needed to do it, they all dropped the beta to go back into the regular game to start farming stuff. So. And unfortunately the wing trade missions didn't work. I think they've just gone live, so on Sunday I might actually give them a go to see if it works in the beta. So what's your preferred path? Do you like trading, passenger missions, discovery?
Sector XZ-PD5-111 system. Information. Arrival start is not scootable. This is your first visit to this system. This system is unpopulated. You are now 74 light years from home.
Just need to check something. So where are you from, Scott? Okay, good. That's kind of what Elite's all about. From the, if you ever played the original Wireframe one, that's what I always think. I feel more. I love. I mean, if you haven't tried the exploration element, I'm going to try and make some really in-depth things about them. I do have a playlist of the ones I've done with drop-ins as well, so you don't actually, if you look in the description, I've actually put links to the drop-ins, so you don't have to sit through the whole 2-hour video. But I've seen some really cool things doing that. I've really enjoyed it. Ah, Texas, where everything's bigger. Are you from a major city, or? My geography of the US is pretty good.
Jump in progress. SS German 135 route to L page 211-96 system. This is your first visit to this system. This system is unpopulated.
I didn't realize it was this many jumps to do this delivery.
Message received from Pirate Channel. They boy that. Message reads, big haul like that. Surprised you made it this far.
Ooh, what do I want for the galaxy map? Yeah, I would love to be able to set. It would, for traders in particular, it would just be so much better to be able to sit in your home dock, plan out your trade route, and just get on with it. It would be so much better. They definitely need it. There's a couple of other things I think they could implement on the map. I certainly think they need to look at the length for when you're doing hugely long missions. Okay, San Antonio. So, are you a Spurs fan? I'd love to visit Texas one day. It is on my list. I've got so many places, and I've been to the US a couple of times. But I'm a really big football fan, so Texas is somewhere that I have to, and I like steak. So Texas is kind of the place you have to go.
With a population of just over 3 billion souls, the line to Denton Patrice. Bomb Patrons Principles is the local faction. There are 9 orbital stations.
Yeah, for passenger missions as well. I mean, you could set, you can take different. I'm always one of the reasons. I had this idea for passenger missions, which I am going to put forward to Frontier, because I think, you know how you have the trade board, the commodities board at the moment. What I would like is a system where you can load up your Anaconda for travel, and you can go from X station to Y station, and much like a bus or an airline, you can actually set your departure time. Oh, I've just done it again. You can set your departure time and the destination, and then passengers board your ship based on that. And because you have a departure time, they can even mess around with the passenger numbers. So, some days you might have a lot of passengers if the system's in boom and there's a lot of rich people there who can afford to travel. I don't know what type of implementation that would take, but I think it would just make passenger missions, instead of trading commodities, you can trade passengers, but you get to choose where you go. For example, if there's a visitor station there, you would earn more money for it, and things like that. Texas is overrated, is it? And just give me a sec. I can't. I'm scared of crashing. And I don't want to look down at my phone. Where are you from then? You from the Midwest or North? Yeah, I always used to giggle when I would be I always used to giggle when listening to Americans tourists in London, because when they would say how old a building was, people would just gasp, but in genuine awe. Where are you from, Sole Purpose Gaming? Ah, Oklahoma. Home of the Buckeyes. And not much else, as far as I know. Oh no, you've got the thunder. How does the song go as well? Oklahoma. How the hell does that song go? Where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Okay, yeah. It is. It is, you're right. I know I'm English, but I actually know a lot about football, and I'm actually a really big college football fan. Unfortunately, my team though is the Utah Utes, and they're not that great. They're okay, but they're not great. Oh yeah, they are. Hang on. Don't tell me.
Docking complete.
Don't tell me, because I should know this. I mean, they don't have NCAA football on the PS4 anymore, so I don't practice it as much as I used to. Yeah, because it's Ohio State Buckeyes. So Oklahoma. They play in orange, don't they? I'm absolutely drawing a blank. Yeah, it's okay, let's see how much we're gonna get for these Imperial slaves. Where's my cargo? So we're running a profit of 2 million something, 2.1 million. But that is, I mean, I'm pretty much full to the brim with cargo, so we're like 520 ton slot.
You have just sold 520 tons of Imperial slaves at 16,898 credits per ton for a total of 8,786,960 credits, with a profit of 2,131,480 credits.
Oh, Scott, I was going to invite you to come and do these trades with me, but you're like 138 light years away. What are you doing out there in Erenin? So which one's orange? Oklahoma Crimson Tide, yeah. Yeah, it's now you've given me part of it. I know it, but Oklahoma Sooners. No? Is it? Yeah, it's Sooners, no? Let's have a look. So, please tell me it's Sooners. So where's my next spot? What happened to that? Are the Sooners even orange? No, I'm sure they're not. Right, so Imperial slaves. So we're gonna buy conductive fabrics here. Conductive fabrics. Okay, cool. No, I mean, oh, actually, that's not a bad. It's not that one that you have to travel for an hour though, is it? I mean, 40 minutes for. I think there's trade where you can do. I've managed to do a trade one which is 2.2 million and about 7 jumps. So what you got? Probably 14 minutes plus docking plus. Yeah, it might. It's only going to hit like probably. I don't know. You might be able to hit about 6.5 million per hour or something like that. It's not the best. I don't know about this route I'm doing at the moment. I don't know exactly how much it's going to net me.
Total cost is
Oh, that's not bad actually. Yeah.
credits.
So I'm just gonna do this circuit. So I know it's profitable. I just don't know how profitable yet. So where we're going to next? We're going to. Okay. Yeah, I think there's trading routes out there which are going to net you more than that.
From civilian pilot Warren Drummond.
I mean, I'd give it a run and see how you feel. I'd definitely keep that run on the side for when you're wait, I've gone to the wrong one. When you kind of want to sit. Sometimes I play. That was the great thing about passenger missions before, is I would like to sit back and kind of just leave it in Super Cruise and watch something on the side. So I'd kind of be making money as I was watching TV or whatnot. So it really didn't. I am in open, but don't come and get me, please. I always play in open.
Message received from civilian pilot Warren. Message reads,
I've thought that there might be a time in the future when, if I have enough viewers, I might do some sessions in private, just so that there's no chance for stream snipe or whatever. But no, generally I do everything in open. I don't see the point in doing it any other way. Right, so where are we going now? Titus station, okay. Make a Titus, okay. Like I say, I would give it a go, see how you feel about it. But if it feels like too much for you, Scott, tell me, and I'm sure if you kit yourself out for a decent enough load, you can probably do this trade route I'm doing now and net pretty much the same. Hope I don't get interdicted. By who? It's not your commander name, is it? Well, there you go. There's actually Scott's actually just given a reason for playing in private or solo. This is one of the things I've been talking recently about. There is actually a ton of information out there to help you make, shall we say, informed decisions in Elite, but you're not pointed towards them. You really have to find them, and this can. I was in your situation before, Scott. I invested in a ship, kitted it out, and then realised my rebuy cost was way more money than I had. So I actually took a break and went back to a smaller ship. I kept it, but I went back to a smaller ship until I could have enough money to cover the rebuy cost. Okay, that's good, Alex. Thank you. I can generally beat interdictions. I'm not too bad. But in this ship, I'll never know if I could do that. because I mean, you're saying, what were you saying, Scott? 3 million. Well, I was thinking when the beta eventually turns into a full-on game, I'll definitely set up a channel wing for trading, because it's very obvious that trading as a wing is going to be extremely profitable, especially for lower people. Now, knowing Frontier and how they work, they're gonna put some type of percentage application to it. So for example, if I'm doing trading in my Anaconda and you're doing it in a Diamondback Explorer with a 4-rack, we're not going to have a share of the profits, or like a 50-50 share of the profits, which I actually think Frontier are missing out on there, because people helping people, especially people they don't know, it can really hook people into a game. The only thing I want you to be really careful of there, Scott, is make sure that none of your passengers are wanted, because if you get interdicted and you don't fight off the interdiction and you lose your ship, it would be a real shame.
Supporting just over 3 billion souls. The line to Femina Torval. LTD 8750 Empire Group is the immediate faction. There are 2 orbital stations and 4 planetary.
I've always said, if you need money quickly, the road to riches is the best way to go about it.
There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
Oh yeah, did you make much in that? I was talking to somebody the night about it. He was doing it as well, but he didn't say how much he'd actually. I'm talking to Alex, by the way. He didn't say how much he'd actually made from it. But I'm assuming it was one of the more profitable community goals.
Destination confirmed. SS German Munster is in transit to the CFD-631560 system. You are now in independent space. This is your 3rd visit to this system. CFD-631560 is an independent dictatorship home to on the way to 8 million people, controlled by Femina Torval. The United CFD-631560 Bureau is the local faction.
And you know, Scott, there is actually a lot of money to be made. Do you know about the road to riches?
CFD-631560 is undergoing the boom. There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
Yeah, but sometimes when you get into that slip where you're like, oh, money, 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 I'm making money, I'm doing well, and then you forget to check that passenger. I've done it loads of times. Oh, you've got a passenger who doesn't want to be scanned? That's another one. Wow, Alex, you must have been grinding that.
Destination confirmed. SS Munster is heading to the Dwarzil system. You have entered Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. Dwarzil is an Empire patronage home to on the way to 3,000 souls. The line to Femina Torval. Monarchy of Dwarzil is the immediate.
So yeah, Scott, if you're honestly, if you're looking to make money, and purely just make money, you might want to check out the road to riches. And even, I mean, you can do what? Let me do my little lookup, because I'll be able to tell you how much you'll be making. Road to riches. I do have this linked in my 25 best websites video, but I will link it for you now. But let's see how much you could be making. So you're gonna get 6 in the first system. There's quite a lot of traveling in the first system actually, but you'd be making what, 1.4, 1.8, 2.2. If we take the second system as well, 2.2, 2.8, 3.1. How much is that? 700,000. So that 3.8. You could make like, let's have a look. You could probably make 5. Oh, there's 2 big jumps there. You could make 5 million in your first hour of doing that. So I will link it. You need to kit your ship out. Oh, why can't I link it? Just give me 1 second. I hope I don't get interdicted while I'm in all these pages. Okay, so I can't remember where I updated my ship to. Where I uploaded my ship to, sorry. That's in EDDI. Ship monitor.
Coconut Airways stands ready. Memphis Bell stands ready.
Okay, so yeah. So here we go. I'll link my you don't have to do everything the way I've done it, but I'll link my ship build, and then I'll link the road to riches for you. Oh really? So it's not really, it wasn't really profitable, but you get a bonus for for finishing in the top part, don't you? Copy. Why isn't this? Okay, there we go. So there's my ship build. And then the one after that is the link to the actual road to riches. It's really cool. It's got basically a button you copy with, and then you paste it in when you're in the map. It's so cool. There's 5, if I remember rightly, 500 planets in total to scan. They're all high value planets, and it's the value of it's about 300 million if you complete the whole thing. Oh, that's kind of similar to me. I took a huge break. I was playing a lot of The Division because I quite like that. Yeah, I took a huge break, and then early November I started to come back into it, and it's quite strange because I found the passenger missions when they paid off, and I actually found a really good route that was it was earning a lot of money, and it was shorter than some of the others that were out there. You could generally do 2 jumps an hour. And within a couple of days of me putting the video on, Frontier bought down the hammer. And so that's kind of been a bit of a dud since, and I flew back out to check it out. It's absolutely worthless now. And so now I'm kind of mixing between long range expedition missions, going to certain nebulas and whatnot, and then coming back and doing a few days of trade or a few days of whatever to try and get some money up, just so I don't lose sight, because I was sitting at over $1 billion, and then I actually went to help out Obsidian Orbital, and my ship got ganked quite a few times, so I lost a ton of money in rebuys there. I don't know how many jumps. I've got 6 more jumps. This is a crazy.
Telemetry obtained. SS German Munster is in transit to the ICZ-NI-SB4-0 system. This is your first visit to this system.
I'll be honest with you, I never take part in the community goals really, in general. Because of what you just said, they don't pay, but props to you for getting into the top ranked part. It's pretty damn good. Oh, geez, Louise. You're not stuck anywhere, are you? I mean, in theory, actually, you wouldn't even need... I mean, I say get the Diamondback Explorer simply because it's faster and more it's a bit more maneuverable than something like an Anaconda. So I find exploration in my Diamondback is just much easier. Especially when, you know, you're doing quick scans of planets and whatnot. But it is doable in an Anaconda. It's doable in any ship as long as it has jump ranges.
Destination confirmed. SS German Munster is traveling to the current valve system.
The good thing about the Road to Riches as well is that you can... you're never far from the bubble. So you can jump back in and sell your data whenever you want. I used to actually fly home every night when I'd finished doing a certain part. I would fly home, sell the data, and then go back out the next day. Oh, somebody's got their eyes on my ship. You spoke too soon, Alex. Oh, he's just got me as well as I was charging the frame shift. Yeah. Oh, I don't like this one. This one's, I don't know what he's in. It's quite a difficult one too. Oh, where's it taking me? Come on. Right, okay, we better get out of here quickly.
Destination confirmed. SS German Munster is in transit to the LTV-9810 system. You have entered Empire space. Welcome back, Your Grace. This is your first visit to this system.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I'm worried about more in this ship actually, is because it doesn't handle well at all. So interdictions are probably quite easy.
There are 11 orbital stations and 6 planetary stations in this system. Information. LTV-9810 is undergoing boom. There might be some good trading profits.
Oh, that was too soon, wasn't it?
Frameshift drive charging.
Destination confirmed. SS German Munster is in transit.
It does when you can't actually maneuver.
Is an empire feudal home to just over 12 million people, allied with Samina Torval. The Guardians of Tradition is the controlling
It actually was worse when I was doing the long-range passenger missions, because sometimes I'd be doing either cleaning the house or something, or cooking or something, and just leaving the kind of the passenger mission running. Its course, and then you just suddenly hear the interdiction sound. You had to sprint across the house to try and stop it. Oops. Oh.
Jump in progress. SS German Munster is heading to the ICZ-ELX-TB3-4 system. You have left Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
Right, okay, dokie, that's a good one. Okay, so we're nearly there. Nice to see what profit I get from this. So what did I get? I got 2.6 on the last one. But these distances are bigger than I thought, to be honest. I don't think I was looking at the distances properly when I looked at it.
Transit to the Simios system. This is your first visit to this system. Simios is an empire patronage with a population of 10 billion souls, controlled by Ursulabinu Dugal. Simios Imperial Society is the immediate faction. There are
I did put in Titus Station, that's it.
Station in this system. Information. Simios is undergoing boom. There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
Ooh, Alex, you're showing your age. Was it available on the C64 or was it with the Amiga? I don't know why part of me thought... No, it was... Yeah, you're right. And it wasn't just the C64, it was some other... Because the original version I played was wireframe, for sure. Because I was talking about in a video the other night that back in those days, there wasn't just... There was space trading games, with stock market games. And basically the whole thing was buy low, sell high. And I remember my two favourite games were Elite and a stock market game. Obviously had childish child ideas of being some type of Wall Street. Oh, I'm gonna overrun this one. I've just realised it. Obviously had some ideas of being a Wall Street trader. And did it come out for the Spectrum though at all? I had a C64, but it was... I actually had another Commodore which is almost unknown and I can't even remember its name, but it was worse than the C64. And you had to program games by hand. But it's the story I tell in one of my other videos, but I ramble on so much sometimes that I don't actually remember which videos it was I said X, Y, or Z. But I'd go through periods of liking something and not liking something, and when I kind of get into that period, I'll be searching high and low on the internet for various things. So like most people who play this game are probably like Star Wars, probably been a Trekkie in their life, probably like Firefly, probably like let's see, what others there are? Battlestar Galactica. Did I say Battlestar Galactica? Yeah, it might have been the C-128 actually. And I really wasn't. I love Star Wars. I didn't like Star Trek. I know that's disgusting, but I didn't. And so I think it was in January last year, I was just plodding around the internet kind of, and I remember playing Elite when I was younger, and I thought, wouldn't it be great if they brought out an updated version of Elite? And I didn't know anything about the Kickstarter, nothing. I just literally fell across it. And when I saw it, I nearly fell out of my seat. While I dock here, I'm going to have a look at if it was a Commodore 128. It must have been a Commodore 128. I'll remember it as soon as I see it. No, It wasn't. I tell you what it was. No, it was worse than all them. It was a Commodore VIC-20. I'm just going to look for it now because it was a VIC-20. I remember because actually where I live now is Vic, and it just popped up in my head. So it didn't even have like a tape deck. I think it just had a cartridge slot. It was an 8-bit home computer. It ran on Commodore Basic 2.0, 20 kilobyte ROM, 5 kilobyte RAM, which was expandable, but I don't think we had enough money. So I went from Atari 2600, if I remember, to VIC-20, to Commodore 64. Never had the luxury of a ZX Spectrum. And then I got an Amiga 600, couldn't afford the 1200. I think that was my next step up. And then when I had my first job, I went serious and got myself a PlayStation 1. I've never looked back.
Docking complete.
Okay, let's see how much profit we make on this.
Touchdown confirmed. Systems offline. Our facilities are at your
It was a terrible computer. I just remember having to program everything by hand. We couldn't afford the cartridges, so you just sit there and program and program.
The local market is selling insulating membrane at a good price, as well as beryllium and tantalum.
Okay, so 2.6 on the first one. This isn't going to be a huge one. It's going to make some profit, but it's not going to make huge profit. Wow, 106,000. That was a complete waste of time.
You have just sold 520 tons of conductive
Wow.
material at
Okay,
634
so
credits per ton for a total of 329,000.
so we're 2.9.
with a profit of 106,080 credits.
Oh, hang on. Have I done? Oh crap! That's why. I think I bought and sold the wrong thing here. Well, at least I know for the next one. Why did I make that mistake? That was stupid. Oh no, hang on. Okay. So that was like 3 million, it wasn't the most. You can never let them in with us. Oh really? I've actually got what do I run for my Amiga? Is it Amiga Lemon or something? Or Lemon Amiga? I have a program which I do that through, and I actually believe that RetroArch runs it now, but I haven't actually tried anything through RetroArch yet. But I should actually try it through RetroArch. Okay, so I'm not loving that. I'm not loving that I only made 300 grand there. It was a part of the route. I'm guessing when I go back, got so many tabs open I don't even know where I am. I'm guessing that when I go back I would make a killing again, but this is the problem with this game. It always on that return journey. Yeah, it is. There we go. So if I was to buy Send me a station, send me a station. Oh, I know where I've made the mistake. Okay, so what do I buy here? Indium. Okay. There we go. I think you probably get a $10 phone faster than an Amiga actually. Okay, let's load that one up.
You have just purchased 520 tons of indium at 52.58 credits per ton. Total cost is 2,734,160 credits.
Okay, so we shouldn't have to jump as much this time. We should have a much bigger payoff. Which would be really nice, because that just felt like a total waste of time. Do I have the system data? I don't know if you're talking to me or Scott, but yeah, I'm totally open to friend requests, no problem. Just feel free to add me. Kureshidok. Ah, okay. Oh crap, it's one of the furthest ones. It's only 100 light seconds, but...
Message received from civilian pilot Necro Booze. Message reads, "There's no need to skin me, officer. I have nothing to find." SS German Munster refusal. Full control re-established.
Landing restraints retracted. You are clear for departure.
So yeah, you can see it. I actually think it handles like a dream when you're trying to get out the letterbox. I love it. But in every other way it handles like a cow. Yeah, like I don't mind people adding me as a friend in any games. I kind of just, you know, all the more the merrier. As long as you're not using it to hunt me down. Oh, hang on. Wow, I've never had this problem. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put a restriction on my map here. Oh crap, I didn't even think about this. Why is it making me do that jump there? We don't need to do that mountain jump. Okay, idiot. I obviously did the direct Wangamala. How are you doing out of media? It's the same, Alex.
Destination confirmed. SS German Munster is en route to the Wangamala system. You are now in Empire space. Welcome back at race.
I don't look around my cockpit as much as I used to actually, and I really should. It's nice, especially when you're coming into a huge station.
Controlled by Zamina Torval. Wangamala Empire Party is the immediate faction. There is a
Where are you from, Outer Media?
single planetary station.
Oh, is it Outer Media or Outer Media? Outer.
Received from Message reads, the room
Gotta get my eyes
is
checked.
good job. I found you first.
Frameshift drive charging.
So yeah, keep if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and keep an eye out for my video this weekend for add-ons for the game, free add-ons, free programs that help the game. You can probably hear one of them running in the background.
To the NLTT for 671 system. This is your first visit to this system. NLTT for 671 is an empire feudal supporting nearly 71,000 people. The live Tamina Torval. NLTT for 671 dynasty is the controlling faction. There are 2 orbital stations in this system. Information. NLTT for 671 is undergoing a boom. There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
Frameshift drive charging.
What am I doing here?
Jump in progress. SS Munster is in transit.
Now, this is a 6 jump route,
This is your first visit
and I'm gonna do it there and back.
Theirs is an empire corporate with a population of nearly 108,000 souls. The line to Tamina Torval. Rada bears a calm.
So the other thing is I didn't say actually is if
and for planetary stations.
not only is it alright to add me as a friend, if ever I'm doing specifically like a live stream and I'm doing something you want to be involved in, feel free to make a wing request. I will have to mute it. Well, actually I don't need to mute it, but you'd have to mute your YouTube audio, otherwise it'd drive you crazy. I do wing stuff, so it's really good. If you've never been out discovering places, we can certainly look at getting something together to go out and look at a place together. I've got a playlist of discoveries that I've done in the last week or so, and some of them are amazing. Why is Outer Media not talking? Was that last night? Yeah. I don't know what happened yesterday. I don't know what was going on yesterday. I'm pretty bad most of the time, but yesterday I was setting records for stupidity. There was some other things I did yesterday really stupid as well. I remember, like, even just buying a ship and kitting it out and then not understanding why I couldn't jump. I couldn't understand why I couldn't put shields on. Like, I just wasn't plugged in last night at all.
This is your first visit to this system. There is no human presence here.
Okay, so this is the arrival system, alright? And if any of those lurkers watching want to say hello, feel free to yeah, but not to be fair, when you're doing a live stream, you're supposed to set an example and you're supposed to try and look a little bit professional. I don't mind, like, I'll be honest, as the feed got on yesterday, I'd had a couple of whiskies, so any muddlement, shall we say, later on was my own, was of my own device.
There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
So we're gonna do Koreshi Dock. So I don't know if it's actually autumn. It hasn't, has it? Koreshi Dock. It was the last one. Where the hell is it? There we go. Okay, going in the wrong direction. There's a good start. Hey Cybersec, how are you doing? I was wondering what time you'd get on, actually, but then I thought, well, it's a Friday. Some people have a life. I actually do have a life. I just enjoy playing games. When will people understand this? Oh, a bit too slow there. Okay, fingers crossed we're going to make a really decent profit on this one, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to I'm going to set a timer, do a couple of backwards and forwards, and then do a bit of number crunching and see what the what it is per hour. I definitely think these trade runs, if you can get them done in 10 minutes and you earn, I don't know, 2 million, and in 20 minutes you can earn 3 to 4, I think it's worth doing it. But having said that, I do keep on stressing it. I mean, I'm in a Type-9. I have got that 256 rack, so I'm able to hold 520 tons. So of course that's all going to scale. Alright, okay. Just more pressing things then, shall we say. More pressing things to do. Okay.
SS German Munster has left City Cruise near Kirishi Dock.
Layton, Sierra Whiskey, India. You are now within Imperial jurisdiction. Please maintain decorum when conducting business at this facility.
Landing pad 25 is at 12 o'clock bar as you enter with the green lights on your
It's a nice view of the galactic plane there, actually. It's nice.
You are clear for automated approach, Commander.
That's the place I'm going to go to next weekend, the California Nebula, I think. Next weekend? On Sunday, I think. I'm going to try that back door. And there's a few good places to visit around there. I think last time I went to the Running Man and the Witch's Head, but I haven't been back because I got stuck.
Message received from Police Internal Security Service. Message reads, all cleared. Carry on. Pilot.
Yeah, I never thought about that. Isn't Cybersec like a European company? It's going alright. I think I've been trying to find a decent route. I have made about what, 6? No, not 6. No, actually I have, because I spent a load of money earlier. I think I might have made 6 million or something so far. But I've been bombing around trying to look for different places. So I'm just trying this one out, because I think this one's going to be a little bit better. He says. But we...
Docking complete.
So hello, if you've just joined the stream. Seen a couple more people join. Feel free to say hello in the chat. I am monitoring it as much as I can.
The local market is selling Imperial blades and with price, as well as marine equipment and geological equipment.
So what? 520 here. Okay. Is that just gone? My mic just gone lower? No, I think it's just me. Okay, so it's not looking super promising. Okay, so 606. 606, 840.
520 tons of indium at
Where's my
64.25
notepad?
credits per ton for a total of 3,341,000 credits with a profit of 606,840 credits.
So that 600,000 for a run like 6 jumps. Gone are those days, eh? Let's have a look. So I want to go.
Message received from civilian pilot Rhaegar. Message reads: Your ship's ID has been locked.
Okay, going
Any
back
active
might have a
hostilities
better.
will result in criminal charges being brought against you.
Going back might have a better turnaround. So I want to buy. My eyesight's going. There we go. Oh yeah. Did talking about Eve last night get you wanting to dabble again?
You have just purchased 520 tons of Imperial slaves at 12,719.
Right, now
credits
just
per ton.
before we head out, I'm going to get a little bit of refreshment, so I'll be like 1 minute and I'll be back.
680 credits. SS German Munster refueled.
Right, so okay, so we'll get straight on with this. I'll put that over there so I don't spill it. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I've just invested in a really nice bottle of Japanese whiskey. So I have to make sure I don't knock it over. Would be a travesty. Oh, that's lovely. Right, yo.
Docking clamps 3.
Ship released. Please exit the station safely and promptly.
So we got 049 as we get underway. Did I set my map? Oh, green lights are on the left. I'm just going to line that up and leave that for a second. Where am I going? CMS Titus Station. Okay, let's drop the landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
Remember, we're not in an anaconda. Navigation.
Scan detected.
Oh, that's new. Policeman scan. If you've just joined the chat, feel free to say hello.
Telemetry obtained. SS German Munster is in transit to the ICZKC-UV3-
I tried delete. I tried.
This is
Wait.
your second visit to this system.
1, 2. What
This
happened?
system is unpopulated.
Oh, this thing is. Now I can't hear my microphone in my headphones, but I'm assuming it's still working. Probably this. The only thing I didn't understand was I had to I had to wait while the skills kind of got trained. It was really strange.
Destination confirmed. SS German Munster is en route to the ICZKC-UV3-6 system. You are no longer in Empire space. This is your second visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
Has Scott disappeared? Oh, is he? He's talking about getting a fuel scope and then he disappeared from the chat. Yeah, it's so strange to actually literally have somebody go to say, yeah, come back tomorrow when you're trained up. It's, I mean, funnily enough, earlier on in the day, I was just about to go to work and I quickly logged in and had all my ships sent back to my home base, bar a couple, which was really handy when I eventually logged in tonight because everything was at the home base. So.
There are 2 orbital stations and 2 planetary stations in this system. Information. Wet Aguna is at ward. Caution is advised.
Frameshift drive charging.
Have you got a ship kitted out for trading, Cyber?
Telemetry obtained. SS German Munster is en route to the LPT-619 system. This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
I'm guessing I've got 2 jumps to go, yeah. Oh, really? Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for saying hello. Can't remember where I was when I made the money for my Python. I think it was when I came back from the road to riches, actually. I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure that was my first, No, it wasn't. Anaconda was my first buy from that.
Telemetry obtained. SS German Munster is headed to the Holla system. This is your second visit to this system. Holla is an empire feudal supporting nearly 45,000 people, controlled by Zamina Torval. Prismatic Knights is the controlling faction. There is just 1 orbital station and a single planetary station in this system.
Oh, we're nearly there. One more jump.
90 light years from
So when did I set up? 49. Probably get right there. 58. That's less than 10 minutes, isn't it? It's not bad. If it pays out, it's not bad. Where are you from, Northern Steam? How much were you making on those skimmer missions again? Was it? Yeah, I mean trading's just, I don't think, the problem with trading is you can't get two stations to just link and give a good profit. You can get one station that gives a huge profit and the other one gives a semi-profit on the way back. And that profit is normally like, I don't know, 600,000 or something. It doesn't seem like it changes that much. Where am I going here?
There might be some good trading profits to be made.
Titus station. So, did I not do that in the original set out? Was it? Yeah, it's that one. Okay. Ah, 21 million one trip. Okay. How long did it take to complete? Northern Steam, what made you choose Orange as a place to go to then? Was that just... I'm always interested as to why people pick certain systems to kind of hang around in and... Alright, okay. Are you from the Whiskey Makers? Or just a tiny bit north? Where do you think I'm from? That's actually interesting. It might surprise you actually. Okay, 15 minutes. I mean, that's too good. Yeah, that's too much money. I wish you could have got that off passenger missions. Go Northern Steam. Hazard a guess to where I'm from. Might surprise you. Okay, so tire station. Oh, it's a slow arrival. My estimated arrival was 58 and now we're in 59, so. Okay. I've got a pretty good memory when it comes to stuff like that. I actually generally remember... I don't remember place names because it's always like HIP 6970 or something. But I remember most of the views I saw.
Landing pad 40 is at 4 o'clock bar as you enter with the green lights on your right.
Access permitted. Land on designated pad number 40.
Oh, this whiskey is amazing. Yeah, the rep thing, I mean, in passenger missions it was great. When the rep got up there, I mean, you just cheesed money. But sadly, those days are gone. They're just gone. By the way, if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe.
Scan detected.
And this is my only video. I do some shorter videos. I'm not always. It's not just live streams I do.
Police Internal Security Service. Message reads, your scoop is clear.
I'm gonna try and make some playlists soon. Actually, linking everything. At the moment, I have a playlist for my Let's Visit series when I go off to various nebula and whatnot, which I do have all the drop-in points in the description. Makes it much easier to watch. Ah, well. Yeah, that's a really good. You pretty much nailed it. I'm originally from Loftus, which is what, 10 miles from Redcar. And
Docking complete.
I lived for a while in Middlesbrough, but that accent doesn't really come through that much. My original accent sits there, so that's a really good spot. I'll give you full props to that. And I wasn't quite North Yorkshire. I was just across the border in Cleveland.
As well as Viridian and Tantalum. SS German Munster refueled.
Oh well, thanks very much. It's nice that you're hitting the like. Although one of my students was turning his nose up at me earlier because I said that I didn't have many likes on my videos. I think I get more subscribers than I do likes. I told him to come back to me when he starts making his own YouTube videos. Okay, so we've got 1.9 really mesomenage.
Credits per ton for a total of 1,000,000.
So we're looking at let's do the return.
Credits with a profit of 1,886,040 credits.
This is where I'm going to slow myself down because I'm. What am I buying? Indium. So I'm buying indium, which is here.
You have just purchased 520 tons of indium at 50 to 58 credits per ton. Total cost is 2,734,160 credits.
You don't know me, do you, Northern Steve? I'm just wondering. I can't believe somebody's picked out my accent like that, because in actuality, I don't think my accent is as strong as my friends and whatnot around that area. Kind of throw me a bit that. Let's have a look. So, galaxy map. So I should pick the arrival station actually. So, Koreshi Dock. I don't. I'm not that rich yet, unfortunately. I'd like to be a bit more rich. I think I'd invest in a 1060 before I start investing in monitors. I kind of use my phone, my tablet, and my PC. So that's why you probably see my face lighting up every now and again when I switch over to the because I play in borderless, so I just can tab between screens. And oh, did I hit something?
Landing gear retracted.
I think I would actually. Oh, he's coming in thick and fast. I would like a multi-monitor setup actually, and I can probably go about it. I mean, I've got a second TV upstairs, so I would actually like to switch my TV out for a monitor at some point as well, just for that extra bit of resolution and that kind of clarity that you get from a monitor screen. That change. A 1080 for sure. I had a 970 or 960 before, I think. I wouldn't recommend the 1050. I see in some games I see a slight difference, but I don't see a difference. A difference to warrant the upgrade. I watch quite a lot of videos to do with graphics cards, really, because I generally try and upgrade my graphics card each year when there's a drop, and I see huge differences between the 960 or 970 that I had and the 1060 upwards. I mean, I see just huge differences.
Message received from Pirate Garrett Miller. Message reads, "The rumor was right. Good job. I found you first."
I don't know about Elite. Well, the thing about a 1080 is because I think I run Elite in full. I think everything is max, if I remember rightly. So no, you're not really going to get a lot through Elite. But other games, you're gonna. I mean, you're going to see the difference the first time you load it up.
There are 2 orbital stations in this system. Bend LTT for 671 is undergoing the boom.
Do you know, the thing is, I was thinking the other night is, rather than actually going after another monitor in the future, I'm actually going to invest in VR. Yeah, well, actually, specifically Northern Steam, specifically around Middlesbrough, around the borough. You can really hear the mix of accents, you know, the Liverpool accent, the Irish accent, all kind of mixed in. But some people, I suppose, I don't know what I'm like on stream, but I have different voices because I teach in a foreign country, so I have to have quite a clear voice when I'm teaching. My housemate's from the same area, and my housemate that has a serious accent that people sometimes have a problem understanding.
There is alone for Biddle Station and for planetary stations in this system. Information.
I didn't think this was going to be that many jumps. Whoops, wrong one. Another 3. Yeah, well, Nvidia in particular have said that they're getting pretty sick of this whole. Apparently, the shops are favouring certain ranges for Bitcoin mining, which I'm not quite understanding why. Because I looked into Bitcoin mining at one point. It didn't seem like it was really worth doing from home. Even at the prices it's at now, whoa, oh, I might drop out of here if I don't get a big turn on. There we go. I teach in Spain. I live in the far north of Spain, pretty much close to the border with France. I'm about a half hour from France. I've never swapped from. I've always stuck with Nvidia, but there's been a few problems which they haven't dealt with their cards, and it seems like one problem goes away, and then another problem appears, and they never seem to quite fix them. And they are one of the most unhelpful companies. They try to blame everything but themselves when you contact their customer support. So. And they'll have you doing all sorts to your computer, when I know for a fact that one of the problems I had was with it was their problem, not anything else, because I knew how to. You had to do it every time you loaded your system up, but I knew how to fix it, and every time it involved messing around with the drivers. I'm just trading for money at the moment. I've been looking at a few different routes. And at the moment I'm just trying to work out the backwards and forwards of this route to see how much potentially can be made an hour from it. So, whereas it is for fun, I'm generally trying to find some decent routes. So I'm playing with distances. Lowest sale, highest sale, and then trying to round it up to the hour so that I can work out how much can be done in 1 hour. I mean, the profits kind of dropped off. It's obvious they're going to have a really good look at these prices, but it's such a stupid time to bring down. Well, it's not a stupid time to bring down the hammer. There's a reason why they're bringing down the hammer, and that's because with the chieftain coming out and whatnot, they don't want people just being able to buy it straight off the bat and everything. So, with various other things that'll be coming out, they don't want everybody to just be able to buy it. So they've just brought a hammer down and everything. But they've admitted, I've said it before, they've admitted they're not going to fix the passenger mission prices until all that other stuff's done. They say it's not a priority. So what they've actually done is lower the prices lower than they're worth for bulk passenger missions, and they say, oh, if you really want to do passenger missions, do the single guest ones. If you really want to do passenger missions. I don't think it's really the way to do it, but I've said this on many occasions. It's not something I'm really angry about. Que sera, sera. I mix, just so you know, I mix in kind of a bit of trading on some nights, and then other nights I'll go off exploring various bits and bobs, because this universe in this game is jam-packed with secrets hiding around every corner, and you kind of need to really take your time and go and look at some of them to break that monotony of grinding for money.
Drop to normal space close to Koreishi Dock.
Lakon, Sierra Whiskey India. You are now within Imperial jurisdiction.
Wow. I need to get on that one because I've got 520 tons on board. So if you can do 9 million... nearly 30 million, but I'm guessing you're going somewhere and picking up with delivery missions, no? Wait, I'm on the wrong screen. It'd help if I was on the right one.
Landing pad 39 is at 4 o'clock near as you enter with the green lights on your right.
39er. You are clear for automated approach, Commander.
The view from this cockpit is so cool. I love it. If they could stick this cockpit on a Diamondback, it would be the dog's proverbials. Yeah, if you want to share the location, Some people are a bit funny about it at the moment, and I don't necessarily blame them.
Landing gear deployed.
Well, to be fair, missions or not, I'll accept them as a trade route. If it's in, if it was somewhere in Boom or something like that, or it's something to do with
Station services information
a system that is in
the local
not anarchy,
Imperial slaves.
a war state or something like that, so you're kind of doing Boom delivery missions to help somebody win the war, then I don't mind considering that trade. It's very Han Solo-ish. So we're at 116. We started the route at 49. Sorry. So if I can just dump this cargo. There we go.
You have just sold 520 tons of indium at 64.25 credits per ton for a total of 3,341,000 credits with a profit of 606,840 credits.
Okay, so let's just quickly do the maths here. So we're talking roughly a half-hour run for 2.5. So this is like a 5 million an hour run. Now you can probably get an extra run out of that. So you probably might be able to say 7.5. You might, if you get an extra run or an extra half run, so it could be 5.6 or 7, depending on it. So it's not a bad. There is some good credits on the Imperial slaves, of course. They're always the highest paying ones. So let's have a look. I'm just going to have to go back to EDDBIO now. But no, you're right. They really need to buff the trading. I mean, they seriously have to buff it. It's not... I'm going to be honest. You've spent all that time and effort getting a Type-9. You've then spent millions and millions on giving it various grades. And you're telling me you're going to give me, like, on one run, 600k profit? It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all when you look at it in that way. But let's see if we can find somewhere with EDDBIO. So I'm sorry I have to switch off for a minute, but I'm going to have a look for a station, and I'm going to see if I can't find something that's in a boom. Not that one. Stations. Yeah, well, this is what I was mentioning earlier. You're absolutely right. Is that the imperial trade part of the mission is always a really good payoff, and then the second part is just a dog. And that there's obvious reasons for that, but it just. So I'm gonna have a quick look in the map and see if I can work out somewhere that's gonna give us some decent paying missions actually. Now, to be honest, I haven't used the map in so long to kind of what I call blind select a mission, but oh, there we go. Switch that over there. I don't want to do it by trade, I want to do it by population. I want to have some really high and have a look at the economy, not economy, state. So we want boom, and we want really high population. So maybe even push that up to... No, I need it for the drop below. Never mind. Oh. Okay. Right, so we've got a couple of places around here. Rangtae or Marquis. Oh, what's this place? This is exploited. 7.3 billion, okay. What type of agriculture? Corporate. Yeah, I think. $7.2. Okay, let's try this marketplace. It's only one jump away. Might be able to get some decent delivery missions here, which might pay off a decent amount. Oh, really? Wait, let me just gonna have a look at that. Okay, let's try this market. So I know I keep saying it, but I like to say it every now and again just to make sure. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Or dislike and subscribe. I don't mind. Yeah, I was just thinking high tech there actually. I'm gonna go check this one out, see if I can find it, because it's next door basically. And you're right, high tech, corporate as well. Corporate generally give some better missions as well. Cripes.
Landing gear retracted.
Oh, I'm gonna have to stop here. When I get out of the box. Another. Yeah, I think that was another commander. Let's see. Yeah, that was another commander.
Sent.
Yeah, well, that part I don't mind, actually. I don't even mind the fact that you get lower payouts. But yeah, obviously to get aligned with them, it makes it a hell of a lot better. But as long as you find a half decent paying mission, then that part of it kind of pays off in the long run.
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging.
I don't think that commander realised how close he was.
Destination confirmed. SS Germany Munster is traveling to the marking system. You have entered Empire space. Welcome back, Your Grace. This is your first visit to this system. Marquis is an Empire.
If you've just joined the stream, feel free to say hello. Slurring my words a bit there. I think maybe this whiskey's a little bit stronger than I thought. Right, so
Marquis is undergoing the
see what we've got.
There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
Yeah, that's why I came here, love. Pretty much the reason I chose it. So what have we got here? We've got okay, we'll have a look in here. Can I scan that planet when I arrive for the 600 grand? I can't remember.
Message received from cruise liner cruise ship. Message reads, today's cruise includes some delightful views. Our flight attendants are on hand with full details.
Feel free to add me as well in game if you like doing trade missions, because as soon as that beta's finished and it goes live, I will be trying to organise some type of trade wing for the channel, so that should be fun.
Message received from cruise liner cruise ship. Message reads, I'd like to direct your attention to our flight attendants for a brief safety demonstration.
Oh, hang on. I'll come back to that. I'm gonna trying to fly my ship in the wrong window.
Message received from cruise liner cruise ship. Message reads, we will be cruising in system for a while. Please feel free to take advantage of our in-flight entertainment.
Why is it doing that? Alright, let's do it like this. No, you don't get paid for it. That was just hopeful thinking from somebody who hadn't actually done that in a while. Yeah, I always thought that. It's pretty strange, isn't it? It's how they try to make the universe feel a bit more alive. Like those stupid interdictions that happen every single time. I mean, to be honest with you, everybody in the elite universe must be just gassing non-stop, because everybody seems to know that you got a big load, even if you're carrying bio weight. Oh, you want my shit, do you? Alright, there you go. It's like you just jump in and it's like, oh, I knew about your load. I only just got it 2 minutes ago. How would you possibly know about it?
Message received from cruise liner cruise ship. Message reads, I'd like to direct your attention to our flight attendants for a brief safety demonstration.
Recon Sierra Whiskey
Drop to
India.
normal. Space near Crossfield Market.
Okay, cool. I'm
Kindly observe traffic regulations when approaching the facility.
Oh, the wedding badges, yeah. The best thing is, if you can pick up their comms, you should be able to send comms back. Alright, let's have a look. Crossfield Market, request talking.
Landing pad 2 is at 6 o'clock near as you enter with the green lights on your right.
Oh, whoa, I haven't slowed down. Let's have a look. Green light should be on the right.
Approval granted. Please make your way to landing pad 02. Clear for automated approach, Commander.
Yeah, that's the one I'm on about, where they go, I found you at last, you've got that big load, and I'm like, I loaded up 30 seconds ago.
Scan detected.
Message received from civilian pilot Dylan Rose. Message reads, "You've got no right to scan me, officer." Message received from
So you can hear this app I've got running in the background. She reads all the messages out, which is it's actually quite helpful, especially when you're chatting in a wing or something like that. But all that extra information can get really annoying. But you can change it. I just haven't been through all the settings. I love it when you're getting interdicted. She comes on and tells you about 3 seconds after you've been interdicted.
Docking complete.
Right, let's have a look at the mission board, see if we can't find something interesting.
Local market information changes obtained. The local market is selling animal meat at a good price, as well as coffee.
Christ, actually, no, these are the worst, and these are some of the worst prices I've ever seen. Have they turned it on its head? I mean, I'm going to be honest, like, if you can get a boom to delivery for 100,000 to a system that's close by, you could be doing like 1.5 million every couple of minutes. Look at that. Secure information, they deliver nearly 500,000 for 7.2 light years. That just doesn't make sense, these numbers. Right, okay. So that plan fizzled out quickly. Yeah, see, when she says I can't go through with the wedding, she should eject in a cargo pod, and then you should be able to fly past the barge and pick her up and deliver her as an Imperial slave. And that would be really good. That would be a really good in-game option, I think. So let's go back into that. Right, so Right, change the population size actually. Okay, so it would be, we want both of these then. So I get what you're saying. So there is actually somewhere in here, I just need to have a look at the planets. Right, so right. Katia Silvan Panama. The music is, let me just get it because I haven't actually linked it tonight. I normally link it in all my videos, and I should, because the guy does it all copyright free, but I like it, it suits Elite. Just give me 1 second, I'll tell you. I'll have played it when I was doing Back to the Bubble for sure. Nope, didn't. Okay, there you go. So, I'll give you the website address for his music. It's by a guy called Chris Zabriskie. And the album's called Divider. So, I don't want to bore anybody by going through all this crap, but I'm kind of just desperately trying to find oh no, these have cities on them, do they? Oh, you're welcome. This is let me see, my favorite track actually on here is this one. I really like it. That might be this one actually. This one. I'm just gonna whack it up a little bit. Are you still here, Northern Steam? I'm just wanting to know. So it's got a metal station and agricultural. Is there a way of actually selecting that in the galaxy map so you can find kind of one for yourself? Oh, that one. I've got that up. Right, okay, so we did that one for 5 million. Let's do a crazy. Yeah, let's have a look at a crazy route. Let's see what we can make out of this. It says currently insulating membrane has the highest. So it says, let me just check. I'm probably going to have to fly somewhere to do this. We can try 3 different places. Ah, okay. If you found it by accident, that's okay. Well done. I don't know. Some of these things should be a little bit easy to find, but I don't mind. I don't mind all this messing about. Some people it drives them crazy. I like it. I mean, when I went to the California Nebula and got stuck because it's a locked region, not permit locked, but it's a locked region. And I accidentally went in by the back door, but I didn't know I'd gone in by the back door, so I had no idea. So I'm kind of sitting in there, and it took quite a long time to find a way out. It's probably not a huge amount of jumps, actually. Is it? 392. No, that's not the one I just selected. Why has it done that? Do you know what I'm going to do? I need to reset all that. Okay, there we go. Right, let's see what we're working with here. 28 jumps, you kidding me? Oh, we could consider it an expedition mission. See if I've got anything to sell, actually. Oh, okay, 500,000, that'll do.
Exploration data for 39 systems sold for nearly 492,000 credits.
Did anybody spot my mistake?
Landing restraints retracted. You are reminded to observe safe speeds when traversing the docking bay. Attention, Commander. Unsanctioned position. Weapon fire will be met with
Oh, I know that pet. I just, it was an accident.
Landing gear retracted.
Oh Christ, I'm too high there. I think I'll get through, but that was a bit of squeaky bum time there. I actually made 2 errors for anybody who's hawk-eyed.
Frameshift drive charging.
And I'll give you £1 for each one.
You are cleared to resume predetermined flight path. Imperial flight operation.
Telemetry obtained. SS Vernon Munster is en route to the ICZKC-UV3-4 system. You are no longer in Empire space. This is your 4th visit to this system. This system is unpopulated.
Frameshift drive charging.
So does anybody out there have any secondary games that you play? I mean, Elite's pretty much the only game I play at the moment, but I've mentioned before my secondary game is The Division. And then generally I always play sports games under those ones.
Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. There is no human presence here. You are 107 light years from home.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, got a bit hot there.
Destination confirmed.
Um,
SS Vernon Munster is heading to the
I didn't take anything on board to trade at the next station,
This is your first
which,
visit to this
you know,
system.
could have made a lot of money, might have made nothing, but
Colonize this system.
totally forgot to do that. And then also I didn't refuel, so I don't think it's a case for the fuel rats, but I don't have a fuel scoop, so if I do have to make a stop off, I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone there anyway, so it's not the end of the world. If not, I'm not going to stop off. I'll just punish myself by not actually making any money on that trip.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, okay, you play the other Ubisoft game. That game's had a bit of a revive. They've actually done really well, Ubisoft. They've revived
Telemetry obtained.
The Division and Rainbow Six.
D695 system. You are now in Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. CD69.
Yeah, Rainbow Six is one of the more
150,000 people. The line filing Duval. CD695 Solutions is the immediate faction. There are 3 orbital stations and 1 planetary station in this system. You are 116 light years from LHS-142.
So look at that one.
CD695 is undergoing boom. There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
Hey. Okay, I want to do fast jumps here, by the way. Homeworld, is that a third person one similar to Eve, but obviously different because it's its own game?
Destination confirmed. SS German Munster is en route to the CD67-611 system. You are entering Empire space. Welcome back, Your Grace. This is your first visit to this system. CD67-611 is an Empire patronage of nearly 180,000 souls. The line to Biling Duval.
Actually, still haven't worked out where you come from, Northern Steam. I'm guessing. Well, at first I thought you might be north of the border, but now I'm not sure. If you worked in the northeast, maybe you're from the northeast. Are you up from there in Jackafilly land, are you? Right, so I have to check up on Homeworld actually. Like I said, it's really strange because I love space stuff, but I don't regularly play space games, and I'm not a fan of space TV series. Although I am a fan of the remade Battlestar Galactica. Lucky I'm still quite. I'm a virgin to it, so I'm still early in it. But somebody told me it doesn't end very well, but what American TV shows do. I think after the ending of Deadwood, I don't think I'll ever be bothered by it anymore. Can we jump that close? Might have to give it 2 or 3 more seconds.
Jump in progress. SS German Munster is en route to the ICCLC-VC2-16 system.
Okay, so.
Arrival start is not scootable.
Ah, well, you won't be happy because I'm. It's my birthday tomorrow. So I bought myself a nice bottle of whiskey tonight to ring in the new day. And okay, there it is. I've actually got a Japanese one. I mean, although it's Japanese, it is generally distilled by Scots. But it's wonderful.
Transit to the LHS 4031 system. You have entered Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. LHS for
Defiance.
An Empire corporate with a population of well over 3.
Is that a new one?
People allied with Tamina Torval. LHS 4031 Life Co is the local faction. There are 2 orbital stations and 6 planetary stations in this system. Information. LHS for 031 is undergoing a boom. There might
I think
trading profits to be
Northern Steam will agree with me and say probably the best sci-fi show ever was Red Dwarf.
Message received from cruise liner cruise ship. Message lead. We will be cruising the system for a while. Please feel free to take advantage of our in-flight entertainment.
Oh, Defiance is a game. Okay, I'm just checking it out now.
SS German Munster is en route to the
I don't think I ever came across it, to be honest, by the looks of it.
This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
So basically, let's put it politely, a playable version of Eve. Wow, I mean, seriously, those menus when you first play Eve look like they've just been designed by somebody who just wanted to scare everybody away. Ah, okay, I get you.
Destination confirmed. SS Vernon Munster is heading to the ICZ-EE-QB5-1 system. You are no longer in Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. There is no...
The funny thing is,
current location is 130.
I mean, I grew up on Star Wars, so of course there's always going to be that. But other space stuff generally hasn't really bothered me through my life. I do remember as a kid, I loved the original Battlestar Galactica. I do like the remake now. I never liked anything like Star Trek, although the new Star Trek Discovery is kind of, I like it. When you compare it to the films, because I think the new films are pretty shabby at best. The new TV show Discovery, it's alright.
This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
You know what? Maybe I did see this TV show at some point. It had the guy out of Star Trek in it, didn't it? Or maybe not. Maybe it was someone else. No, it wasn't the guy at Star Trek. It was a Scottish actor, and I've forgotten his name now. I'll have to check the Internet Movie Database for that. He's a Scottish... I'm sure he's a Scottish actor. Let's have a look. Defiance... TV, IMDb. I remember the guy because they painted him all white or something, and he looked a bit strange. He looked a bit like Data from Tony Curran. That's his name, Tony Curran from Glasgow. Strange actor. He does a lot of different stuff. He does stuff in England, and then he kind of he'll go off to the States for a while and do some stuff in the States.
Frameshift drive charging.
The new one's not too bad, but the movies are terrible. They're just, I don't know, there's something about J.J. Abrams that pisses me off. I don't know what it is quite yet. I think it's because they called him the new Spielberg, but everything he does seems to be a parody of whatever it's supposed to be. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of all his remake films. I don't think he's... Whereas the new Star Wars movies that he's been involved in have kind of been engaging. They're not boring, not by a long shot, but they just the scripts are absolutely shocking.
Frameshift drive charging.
scripts just aren't engaging at all, and they tend to have daft running jokes going on and stuff. It's like a laugh a second. I don't know. Something about it I don't like. I don't like the way he does it. I'm not saying he's bad, it's just my personal preference.
This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
Oh crap, what happened here? Oh, I might be dead. Hang on a second. Drop out of orbit, drop out of orbit, drop out of orbit. Okay.
Left super cruise in the vicinity of star hip 114899A.
Do I have control back? Oh, that was scary. Okay, I have to really hope to God I survive this jump out. So let's get ourselves in a really good position from this sun. Okay, we're in the right direction. So, hear that, what was this movie? Defiance, right? Defiance or Defiance, okay. So, in the year 2046, it's New Earth with new rules. Over 30 years after various alien races arrived on the Earth, the landscape is completely altered, terraformed nearly beyond recognition. To the town of Defiance, on what used to be St. Louis, comes a mysterious Nolan and his charge, Iriza, I suppose Iriza, as they settle into town, overseen by the mayor, Amanda Rosewater, and filled with residents like the powerful Rafe, I suppose, Macaulay, enterprising lounge owner Kenya, and the ambitious alien Tars, Tony Curran. Oh, there you go. Events begin to unfold that threaten the fragile peace of this border town. Welcome to... okay. Okay, so there's a war with the humans. There was terraformers dropped on the planet and transformed the surface, scorching the Earth. They must focus on survival of almost new alien planets. Right, okay. So is it like Deadwood in the future? Okay, let's jump out. Fingers crossed.
Frameshift drive charging.
I don't know, maybe... did he mean plague? Oh, crap, I'm gonna blow up, I'm gonna blow up. Please don't kill my ship.
Peak levels beyond operating tolerance.
Yeah, we know that.
Frameshift drive charging.
How far have I got to go here? Fair whack.
Destination confirmed. SS German 130 is en route to the Arimadvan system.
So I'm probably going to run the stream for about an hour more.
Visit to this system. Arimadvan is an Empire patronage home to on the way to 6
Just under an hour.
souls. The live filing Duval. Caducat the Empire Party is the immediate power.
So I'm just going to take a quick break. I'll be back in a moment.
Planetary stations in this system.
Well, you lot really know your sci-fi shows. And if you want to talk Red Dead Redemption and cowboy shows, I'll tell you a few of them. But I grew up hating cowboys. Absolutely hating all that stuff. And then I watched Deadwood and now I love it all. So Expanse, never heard of that one either. Probably one of the cacophony of cancelled shows. Expanse. Oh, it's still going apparently, no? Oh, actually, I tell a lie. That's on my to-do list. Hashtag no spoilers. No, you can spoil it. It's absolutely. I'll forget by the time I get round to it. But it was a recommendation for space things. Shh. Oh, it's close.
Current location is 166 light years from LHS 142. Information. Chopper Point is electing new leaders. Telemetry obtained. SS Green Mindset is traveling to the Hit 11 for 585 system. You have left Empire space. This is your first visit to this system.
Did Alex disappear or is he just lurking?
About way to 48.5 million souls. The live filing Duval. Hit 11 for 585 commodities is the controlling faction. There are 3 orbital stations and planetary stations in this system.
It seems a few people have gone offline, so.
Hit 11 for 585 is in a state of famine. Caution is advised.
I don't know if it's previous no, this is jump one. If it's previous generation, I generally don't go back to stuff. The only stuff I go back to when I play games is like what I consider true classics. So things like, I've always got time to play the original Resident Evil. I've always got time to play Super Mario Kart, the original. Okay, hello Alex. I just wasn't sure. I hadn't heard from you from a while.
This is your first visit to this system. This system is unpopulated.
What the heck is your picture? I can't quite make out what it is. Yeah, you've managed to survive till quite late, Northern Steam. Have a good one. Like and subscribe if you like the video, and if you're interested once this beta goes live, you're certainly more than welcome to join in any wing missions that I do. I'll be doing some wing trading. Well, I don't know when WoW came about, but didn't it, I lived with a guy who played it years ago at university, and I'm talking years ago, it's probably 10 years now.
Jump progress. SS Burning Monster is on route to the Duquesne Sector VO-C7 system. Information. The arrival start is not scoopable. This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
2003, okay. 2003 was quite a long time ago. It wasn't like last year, was it? I've got so much to do tomorrow to catch up on some of these videos I wanted to make. I tell you what, actually, if any of you really like Elite, and you like the trading aspect of Elite, you might like American Truck Simulator or Euro Truck Simulator.
You are now in Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. Hit 114709.
There's a grind you can do as well. It's not the grind isn't as bad as Elite, but you can build your own little company, your own little fleet.
Is the controlling power. There are 9 orbital stations and planetary stations in this system. Information.
And there's a guy with an awesome setup who does videos on it. Oof, 2003, no, that's a long time ago for me. That's some good times around that time, actually. So that's when I went back to university for the second time. With more experience from the first time.
Telemetry obtained. SS-1 is heading to the Baku system. You have entered independent space. Welcome back, Commander. This is your first visit to this system. Baku is an independent communism supporting over 238,000 people, controlled by Island Duval. Baku Empire League is the immediate power. There are 2 orbital stations and planetary stations in this system. Information. Baku is attempting to contain an outbreak of disease. Caution is advised.
Trying to think of other classic games that I really enjoyed. Flashback. There was one called Flashback. It was released on various formats, but I think it started on the Sega and the Super Nintendo. Another World was another one of that, but Another World I couldn't stand it because it was a pain in the ass. You died all the time. Remember that was possibly one of the hardest opening levels of any game in the history of gaming, apart from the Impossible game.
You are leaving Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. Holla is an independent cooperative of nearly 3.5 million souls. The Island Duval. Natural Holla Order is the controlling faction. There are 3 orbital stations and a lone planetary station in this system.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's nice to get a bit of a chat going tonight. In the chat box there. I know why my thing's kicking. I'm running various software that's eating up my bandwidth.
This is your first visit to this system. There is no human presence here.
Oh, a little bit far away from the star there. Now the crazy thing is that my fuel has managed to last for all of these jumps. I've got a few left, but I'm really surprised at how long my fuel's gone for.
Destination confirmed.
I'm kind of a bit lost when you talk about Eve, because although I've played it, I only played kind of like the opening part, so...
The Aboy Ode is an Empire corporate supporting well over 3,000 souls. The Aboy Ode Holdings is the immediate
I'm still contemplating to get,
orbital station in this system.
to get the other space game, which isn't yet finished. I'm still contemplating about that.
Frameshift drive charging.
Oh, I'm kind of guessing so. Well, Cyber's from the US, so he's kind of he's doing all right. He'll be what, 3, 9, 7 or something, 7 o'clock
Is traveling to the top
in the evening. So
system. You have entered Empire space. Welcome back, your friends. This is your
and I'm
first
actually, it's really late here, but I'm a teacher and I teach in the afternoons half the time.
nearly 96,000 souls.
Tomorrow I do have one class,
Ruiz, patrons principles is the controlling faction.
but it's going to be a walkthrough because it's
A lone planetary station.
because it's my birthday. I'm gonna just take my students to do something.
Is in a state of famine. Caution is advised.
Frameshift drive charging.
I only remember because when I was in Utah and I used to phone home at 5 in the afternoon,
Jump
I didn't understand why everybody was pissed off with me.
transit to the Kenny system. This is your first visit to this system. Kenny is an Empire patronage supporting over 231,000 people. Kenny Imperial Society is the immediate faction. There are 2 orbital stations in this system.
Frameshift drive charging. Frameshift drive charging.
Can't be that many jumps out. Okay, 3. Thank God for that. I tell you, when you drop below that that 20 light year jump, everything goes in frickin' zigzags. Ah, now there's one for you. No Man's Sky. I love No Man's Sky. I did play it with a trainer because there were parts of it which I thought were completely pointless and grindy, considering it's a fucking infinite universe. I don't know why they felt the need to put a grind, but I really liked it. I think that if something like this, Elite Dangerous, had their algorithms or whatnot, it could be a good game. There's a couple of parts of No Man's Sky that I didn't like. One was learning new languages, which was ridiculous. Learning it word by word. And then the other part was not actually a game problem, it was a problem with NVIDIA, in which all your textures turned black. Everything. And there was no fix for it the last time I looked. And I kind of gave up because all these ships were black, pretty much everything was black. It was after one of the updates. But generally I didn't mind the game, even though the kind of space parts felt really weird when you were kind of going between one place and another. The fact of landing on planets and discovering animals or discovering plants and then naming them, if you could be asked after the first 3 hours. After you named like something Floppy McFlopface or whatever, you kind of run out of names after a couple of hours.
This is your first visit to this system. This system is unpopulated.
Yeah, I mean, the texture update, as far as I'm aware, the texture problem was something to do with NVIDIA. So kind of No Man's Hello Games kind of was saying it's not our problem. Nvidia was saying it's not their problem. I got it right at the beginning, and I enjoyed it. It's certainly not elite in how beautiful it can be at times, but it's definitely random. I think random is probably the best word for that game. But I would love those planetary situations. I would love in Elite to be able to actually go down to a planet and find animals and actually have a whole planet right there with different things about it.
Destination confirmed. SS German Munster is heading to the HIP 11213 system. This is your first visit.
Well, the problem with No Man's Sky is it was a product of its own downfall because of the fact that the guy who created it had certain aspirations, and what he achieved with the algorithm was amazing. And I think even the computer kind of where are we going here? Hang on a second, I don't even know where I'm going now. I'm here. I'm gonna have to put back on the stick. I can't even remember why I came here. Oh, that's a lot. I know why I came here, so I'm going to the platform. I can't go to the platform because it's a medium, you idiot. Right. Where's the profit margin? Might as well have just gone to get Imperial slaves. Current system. 112, 123. Okay, we got like one jump. One more jump. We'll do this. This is the one I'm on about, isn't it? Yeah, okay. That is to buy. Okay, that's handy actually. That's a good thing. Okay, so quickly plot this in. That looks a bit further than 5 light years. What is it with this game recently? I'm not going 21 jumps. Back off. Right. How about... You scared me there. I wasn't looking at the screen. One one two one one three. I mean 112113, no? 112. Ah, no. 112123. Okay. That's why 112123. Okay, there we are. Probably why. Okay, and we need a large landing pad, please. Right, here we go. Okay, so that one's pretty close. We'll go there then. Kidino Mines. Is that a planetary surface? Nope, because didn't include it. It does. I just feel it really suits. It feels like it suits the game to me, and I'm a real stickler for that. I actually think that music can really accentuate something, especially if it's non-intrusive. And so that one that I was saying that's my favourite, I was saying it's my favourite because I remember when I first just heard it, and it's quite repetitive. All his music's quite repetitive, but it just seems to fit, and it doesn't intrude on what we're doing, but it's there, and it just fits it. That's why I kind of started using it. I'd never really thought about using. I'd never thought about using music in my videos before.
There is no human presence here.
But I think if somebody's generally watching for pleasure, then if I'm not talking, which is not very often, but if I'm not talking, it fills that silence with something. And I just think the right artist. There's a couple of other artists that I like, but I'm waiting for either permission to use it or to actually check if some of their stuff has any copyrighted things in it. I particularly like this song because I think it was inspired by Close Encounters.
System information. The arrival star is not scootable. You are leaving Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
And I came across his music because there was two other videos where I'd heard the same song twice, and one of them was a documentary, but a really bad documentary made by some person trying to get political gain. And I was listening to it and I said, this music doesn't fit the documentary. And then I looked it up and I found it was him. See, I like a bit of anything. I'll switch it up.
Frameshift drive charging.
I just think whenever you're doing, there's a band from America called Explosions in the Sky. Absolutely love their stuff. Highly recommend them. Completely instrumental.
This is your first visit to this system. Checker is an independent cooperative supporting over 148.
If I could use them in my videos, I probably would. Right, so
there are 2 orbital stations and a single planetary.
Forgotten where we're going. Kidino.
There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
Yeah, hopefully. Kinido Mines, there we go. Okay. Oh, this might be one of them. Oh no, it's not. I thought this was going to be one of them rock mines. Oh, did I not scan? I mean, I actually like the I don't mind the Elite Dangerous soundtrack itself, but I got a copyright strike on it, so I had to quickly get rid of it. So now I'm really looking for copyrighted music, but there's a lot of people who create music with copyrighted music within it, but they try and hide it. They don't try and pass it off, but they do mixes and try and hide the copyrighted music within there, and you just don't always spot it. So these are the ones where I'm emailing them or messaging them to ask if they actually, if they have any copyrighted stuff within there. Oh, it is. Well, the thing is that it is on YouTube. It's a particular type of pain in the ass, because I'll give you an example. I was playing a Formula 1 game when it first came out, and they have a 20-second official intro, but it's like a title intro. It's nothing more, nothing less. And what it would do is it would scan that and then just throw it as a copyright infringement. And every single one I had to battle, because for fair usage, because I was basically saying, look, this doesn't actually show any content whatsoever of the sport. I'm not broadcasting anything from the sport. And every time I'd win it, and they were like, yeah, okay, it's fine. They obviously they realized, but there was nothing in the YouTube system that could allow me to submit that every single time. And your video, basically, while that copyright infringement's going through, your video gets pulled, or you can get a cut version, but the cut version would cut out huge amounts of it, and it didn't work as I saw it. I mean, you know, unfortunately YouTube have to be really, really careful. But then it's really, the whole copyright thing's really strange, because I've seen songs on playlists which have no copyright allowance, and yet they're there. So I don't know how people get around some of it, because there's songs that are in playlists that are not connected to the record company. They're not even labelled, and yet they seem to get through. I don't know how on earth they get through.
Docking complete.
Touchdown. Engaging docking restraint. Station facilities are at your disposal.
Okay, so I'm a bit excited for this now. I don't know why, but
Market price refresh obtained.
bit of refuel this time.
Market is selling insulating membrane at a good price, as well.
Yeah, no, love, I already saw it.
SS German Munster refueled.
Okay, so we're getting insulating membrane, and then we need to work out, actually no, because we've changed now, so we're in there. I'm going to start doing it where I can switch over so you can actually see what I'm doing off screen. I'm selling. Yeah, I'm selling, so. Okay, what is this? Insulate membrane, okay. See, this is where wait, out of supply, wow, okay. Other people have been here. Completely out of supply, so that was a wasted trip. Oh no, please.
You have just
This is where I
purchased
hate
40
elite
tons of
changes.
insulating membrane at 99.88 credits per ton. Total cost is 399,520 credits.
Where's the selling? Yeah, that was only 2 minutes ago. Wow. Okay. Never even thought about that. Let's have a look. So 227. Yeah, but there's nobody here. How can they possibly be sold out? What? Don't want to sell. That would be a mistake. Now I'm gonna have to find out what else I can fill up with. I might as well do it because it's. So I'm gonna need to do a single trade route, and we are selling insulating membrane. Buy from this station. Whoops.
Message received from civilian pilot Jessica Drake. Message reads, how can I be of assistance?
Ah, okay. Sorry, I'm not reading that correctly. And so it was a sell into their HAP. Gorgon Dock. Oh, Christ on a stick. Okay, let's try the liquid oxygen. Ah, they've got a fair few of them actually.
You have just purchased 480 tons of liquid oxygen at
Well, that's
68
good.
credits per ton. Total cost is 32,640.
Okay, I'm
credits.
full up now, so that's the map. And we are going to Gorgon Station or something, so that must be the drop-in. That's not bad. Yeah, you know, I was just thinking the other day when people give me tips about certain trading places, I should have maybe actually said, oh yeah, I won't put it on a video, and then actually just gone there and see what they... at least see what the numbers are and what the situation is so that I can try and replicate it somewhere else.
Full control reestablished.
I'm pretty sure Frontier would spot it anyway if they were that bothered about blocking stuff, but at least I wouldn't be lying to people. But at least see what the conditions are for a good sale. Because I think what I've been doing tonight actually kind of proves my point about this game, is that it seems like the odds are stacked against you more than they are for you. Hey Captain, that's my spot, don't. Oh, that hour flew by. Well, it's not quite the hour yet.
Destination confirmed. SS German Monster is en route to L285 Sector DM-KB22-0 system. This is your second visit to this system. This system is unpopulated. Message received from Pirate David Snowborn.
Oh dear, there's somebody gonna try and interdict me.
I've come a long way for what's in your holes. Don't try to run. Message received from
Well, I know where the new interdiction
Make it easy on yourself.
marker is. It's whenever you press your
Interdiction attempt by
frame shift button. I evaded that one really easy.
SS German Monster is traveling to the HIT 11063 system. This is your first visit to this system. HIT 11063 is an independent cooperative with a population of well over 4,500 people. The Wing Hussars is the
Oh, a
controlling
binary
power.
star, nice one.
There is a lone orbital station and a single planetary station in this system. Information. HIT 110632 is undergoing a boom. There might be some good trading profits to be made here.
Frameshift drive charging.
Don't know what the hell I'm doing staring at my screen there. Oh Christ on a stick, this is actually a big jump. I can fast jump this.
Telemetry obtained. SS German Monster is heading to L285 Sector HS-IB23-5 system. This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
It's me trying to fuel scope. It's probably not a good idea without any shields.
Frameshift drive charging.
Jump in progress. SS German Monster is in transit to the Duquesne Sector GX-TB3-0 system.
Mind you, the thing is
Your
that
first visit to this system.
the thing about copyright is
Yet to
that
colonize this system.
where's my thought? Okay, yeah. The thing about copyright is that of course it's there to protect the artist from their work being used for let's say nefarious reasons or whatever. So like Napster or something like that. But imagine I make a documentary or something. I'm sure they probably do this in films all the time. I bet you there's no movie in the history of Hollywood that's ever paid for a song. Imagine I make a documentary, alright? Even I'm making this video. If I send one person, just one person to buy the album through my video, it's not gonna cost that band or record company anything. So I think really the record company should come in some agreement with like YouTube for some type of fair usage policy or whatever, because you know, I'm thinking of somebody who's really talented. So you think of somebody like Obsidian Ant, who's just ridiculously talented at making his videos. you know, and if he had a carte blanche for choosing a piece of music to go over the top of his videos, you'd be reaching thousands upon thousands of people. So whereas I agree with it in principle, I mean, I think it's because when I was at uni and I was doing documentary filmmaking, we used to get really pissed off about the whole music license, because our movies were essentially private movies, and under that case you can actually use anything. It becomes automatic fair usage. But our university, maybe they wanted, if the movie was good, they'd want to show it off at a festival or something to make the university look better, so they didn't like us putting anything in, and they used to make us put in official requests. And because I kind of knew the law was in my favour, I used to refuse to go along with their policy. And people always commented on how my films always seemed to have the right piece of music. And so I actually think it can probably help sales rather than hinder them. However, if I'm posting a piece of music simply for posting that piece of music, then it obviously becomes a different kettle of fish.
This is your first visit to this system. This system is unpopulated.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was getting at earlier. I was saying that, you know, there's certain songs, you know, that for example, there was a song from a movie I hadn't heard for a long time. The first thing I do, type it in YouTube, it appears. It's not an official record label stream, it's channel. It's somebody else, just a random person's channel. Millions and millions upon millions of views, and not a copyright strike. Now, I don't know if this was something that maybe the song was uploaded before certain software came in, and maybe the software kind of works forward thinking. Because I have noticed that the majority of songs you come look at now on YouTube come up through Vimeo. So maybe it's not a backward technology or something. But for example, if I want to listen to Weird Al Yankovic, I could type his name into YouTube and I immediately find a ton of videos, and most of them are monetized to the owner. They're not an official record label, and they have millions of views. Maybe the record labels do that. Maybe the record labels flood YouTube, and maybe that's why they get away with it. Peer flooding or website flooding. It's a viable technique, and it's a good technique.
This is your first visit to this system. Humans have yet to colonize this system.
I was reading a book the other day. I think you might be interested in it actually, Cyber. It's called So You've Been Publicly Shamed. It's by a guy called John Ronson. Really good. It's about the psychology of social justice.
Interdiction attempt by
Oh, interdiction.
Message received from Pirate Richard.
Oh, nice one. Escaped it automatically.
Commander. Telemetry obtained. SS German Munster is heading to the hit 1.
I'll link it in the chat for you.
You are now in Empire space. This is your first visit to this system. Hit 11201.
Oh, hang on before I crash into this sun.
4.5 million people. Hit 11201. Emperor's race is the local power. There are 3 orbital stations in this system. Information. Hit 11201 is gearing up to expand to another system.
Okay, so how do I get around that? I hid the chat, I think, before. Oh, and now I've hidden the chat and I can't even see where it is. That's a good one. Okay, there it is. Right. Yeah, I highly recommend this book. It's a really cool book. I like all John Ronson stuff, actually. He did a really good one, actually. You'll love it as well, because it... Oh, God, I'll have to link this one now. He did one called The Psychopath Test. It's a great book. Especially if you love, like, psychopathy. Absolutely love psychopathy. I'm not one myself, but I haven't got the time, but anything that teaches you a bit about it, I just love it. Oh, well, you know, I don't know if I told you the other day that Jordan Peterson did another he did another show with Joe Rogan the other night, and that was really interesting. It was showing the fallout of the whole... He was talking about the whole fallout from the Channel 4 interview and everything. And they were talking about how, like, you know, he's been demonized for these ways, when in actuality he's just a guy who... He's a clinical psychologist. He's a bloody good clinical psychologist. And how... It's kind of almost like people are attacking him because he is scientifically valid. And so you can't really argue on the psychology level. I mean, you just look at the guy when he's speaking. I mean, you only have to look at him when he's speaking to know that he is thinking about everything he's saying with every word. I mean, he chooses his words well. He's just such an amazing speaker, I think, and it's a shame that he's having to go through this. But I just love Joe Rogan's podcast because they're so laid back and they cover so many different subjects. You know, one night you can be talking about metaphysics, the next night you can be talking about how... what was the one they had on the other week about... how fungi might destroy or save the world. That was a good one. Yeah, see, this is kind of where I go off, because I'm quite leftist in my thoughts. I know that I'm left-wing in my thoughts, and I'm quite happy with that political point of view. So sometimes, like Ben Shapiro, I'm like, don't know. But I'm certainly not behind. What can I put it as? I've forgotten the name. There was a comedian who did an amazing skit on it in one of his shows about left-wing and right-wing people. Oh fuck, I can't remember his name. Richard Jenny. Wow, where did that come from? He does this. I'll have to link this as well now. He does a really good thing about left and right wing ideals and people, and it's piss your pants funny when you watch it. I'll wait till I dock this and then I'll link it. The ones I'm really interested in from Joe Rogan when he talks to people, because I like the guy. The guy's a lot of people think he's a bit of a meathead because of his affiliations with the UFC and stuff, but he's actually a really deep person. And genuinely, he's interested in things from kind of a... How can I put it? A regular person's point of view. I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah, this guy, Richard Jenny.
We have engaged auto-docking protocols.
This guy's dead now, and it's a real shame.
From Police Internal Security Service. Message reads,
Committed
all
suicide.
carry on.
As some of the greatest kind of people do. But he was a really strange stand-up. I'm a really big. I love my stand-up comedy. It's one of the things I love most. And this was a guy who was. I don't know. His presence was not as good as his comedy. Let's just put it that way. And so I think that's probably why his career didn't go as far as it could have, because I think comedically he was an absolute fucking artist. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I always say, like, I say I'm left wing because I think that I believe in equality in general for everybody, and I think that people should be allowed to live the way they want to live and things like that. And of course, we're all, without getting too deep at this time of night, we're all kind of told that we should swing this way, swing that way, and it's all kind of tribalistic crap.
Markup data refresh obtained. The local market
It's so ingrained into us. We wouldn't know any different if we tried.
and geological equipment.
Right, so cargo, liquid oxygen. Let's see if I can make a bit of profit. I'm not going to make a lot on this. Maybe 200,000.
You have
Okay.
just sold 480 tons of liquid oxygen at 423 credits per ton for a total of 203,040 credits with a profit of 170,400 credits. You have just sold 40 tons of insulating membrane at 11,694 credits per ton for a total of 467,760 credits with a profit of 68,240 credits.
Right, let's look. LHS. I think I might have a bit of a ride home. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, look at that. What the hell is going on down there? That looks like my shoelaces. "32 jumps home." Oh yeah, I do want to actually do. I was planning on doing a podcast at some point, maybe with some friends, because I have some friends with ridiculously different point of views, and I'd just love to get them over a couple of beers and do like a podcast. I think it would make very interesting listening. Right, okay, so I've kind of hit the limit on this broadcast. I think I've been going nearly 4 hours, 3-4 hours, so I'm going to call it a night. Anybody watching, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me. And the next couple of days there's gonna be some short videos going up. Well, for me, there's never a short video, but there will be some videos going up which are very short, but they'll be kind of things that make your game more interesting and kind of give you a little bit more to work with in game. There's going to be a video about the future of Elite, what I think might be happening, conspiracy theories about Elite in particular, what seem to be getting bandied about at the moment. And then I think on Sunday probably going to do a live stream with a visit to somewhere, but I think what I'm going to do in that live stream is I'll open the live stream for 10-15 minutes and then I'll actually get people to vote on where to go. So I'll do a bit of research about a few different places to go to, and I'll put the details in and let people kind of choose what we're going to do or where we're going to go and what we're going to see. So for the last time, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, feel free to comment, and well, I'll see you the next time. Okay, good night.